the world from mutant viruses, other humdrum run-of-the-mill things. By night, well, I'm perhaps the world's most begrudging paranormal crime investigator, strong-armed into a liaison role between what remains of humanity and all the other monsters who live under the bed, whether I like it or not. Quite when and how my life took this turn is beyond me. My lab needs money, Cabal funds my lab, and so I moonlight here and there for them. It's a Faustian pact if ever there was one. And Cloves? She's only a pitchfork away from Mephistopheles. I'm sure, if pushed, Cabal officials would claim she was here on this freezing dark rooftop as my unofficial +1. Best buds that we are.
I think it was a male,
Cloves muttered, stepping lightly over a small puddle of lumpy crimson goop.
There's stubble on this chunk here. Could be a chin, bit of jaw. Very pale, obviously. I mean, they all are vampires, but this... He lost a lot of blood.
I don't think lost is the right term, I replied, pulling my coat tighter around me. It was windy up here on the college roof, and my long parka was flapping and slapping around my shins like canvas on the high seas. The October wind tugged at my blonde hair, dragging it around my face annoyingly and getting stuck in my lip balm. More that it was taken from him by force and, well, spread about the place. I shivered. I think we've found most of it anyway. I didn't think vampires even had this much blood to spill. Are we sure it's just the one of them? It's kind of hard to be sure. Cloves shrugged, looking bored and sulky, her arms folded against the cold pre-dawn air as I approached a grisly mass of what may have been intestines, but which equally could have been a very large and oversauced pot noodle thrown angrily against the wall. I fished a sterile test tube out of my pocket, sniffing at the remains dispassionately.
He must have fed recently,
Cloves said.
That would explain the volume of blood. And I think it's only one person, but to be perfectly honest, Harkness, I'm in no mood to try and put this piñata back together. Are you?
She stepped lightly between wet red puddles in the greying light, scanning the rooftop as I used a tiny silver spatula to scoop some of the gore into the test tube. I always carry evidence gear. Other, more glamorous women might have vintage compact mirrors and elegant emergency hair slides in their pockets. Me? I'm a scientist. I carry sterilised Petri dishes. I'm just that glam. I had to get a sample of our victim of the incident sealed away and safe inside my dark pocket before dawn broke, or we'd lose it altogether.
Ooh, foot!
I noted, with slightly more glee than I'd intended, my eyes straying to a discarded and scattered boot close to my supervisor. Cloves poked it with her toe as though it might still be twitching.
It's full,
she said distastefully, peering down into the boot.
Severed foot. Is that the biggest part we found? I think it is.
This is a horrible place to find body parts, I muttered, pursing my lips as I scraped at the brickwork with my tiny spatula. I scowled. The Jackson staircase is such a pretty part of the college. I always think it looks like something out of a legend, all that twisting, spiralling stone like a corkscrew carved from bricks. Magical, I sighed. Now whenever I look at it, I'm just going to be thinking, foot in boot.
Brave new world,
Cloves sneered, clearly unsympathetic to the erosion of my sense of natural whimsy.
Very few fairy tales end with a dismembered corpse on the roof of a tower.
She considered this a moment.
Well, not the Disney ones anyway, and they're the ones that made all the money before the world went south.
My supervisor, having lost interest, stepped away from the severed foot, tucking her short black bob of hair behind her ears and frowning at me.
Look, Harkness, I don't like being up here ankle deep in someone I've never met any more than you do. Trust me. I can think of 100 things I'd rather be doing than skidding on vampire soup. In fact, I was doing about 30 of them when you called me, and at least 10 of them involved champagne. So let's just get a handle on this fucking thing. You're the geo expert.
She blinked at me, demanding.
Initial thoughts? This is pretty savage. Are we thinking tribal attack?
I shook my head, tucking the test tube safely away and standing, peering out across the many spires of my city. It was a gorgeous view, dark and sleeping rooftops rolling over one another away from the college, punctuated here and there.